Hey everyone, welcome for another video on some generative AI imaging, this one specifically on Adobe Firefly. I wanted to reach out to everyone. I actually kind of found this by accident, and I wanted to make sure you guys were in the know because it's a very powerful tool that I was really not paying attention to because Adobe wasn't something that I was thinking in terms of generative images or AI-based images as a powerhouse. Man, was I wrong. I have traditionally been using mainly Meta. Meta's been doing really good for us in terms of generating images for business case uses, text recognition, things of that nature. Adobe is, in my opinion, way better. I just started playing around with it the last couple of days. I suggest you get in here, give it a shot. It's got a lot of business use, specifically for generation of stock photos and images for your websites or flyers or what have you. I found it as a result of doing other business work. We were sending out stuff for e-signature and some documentation, and it popped up, hey, why don't you give Adobe Firefly a shot? Now, if you don't have Adobe products, we currently do. So this, I've been jamming out all sorts of imagery. I'm hoping there's not a huge bill at the end of this month, or there'll be a follow-on video with nothing but me crying for probably a good hour. But anyway, the 14, I think it's 14. You get 14 image generations for free. Now, I don't know if that resets daily or whatever have you. I know Meta has, I think it's 25 per day because it's free. So take a look at that. You can get free trial run, give it a shot with a couple of prompts, but let's hop right in and I'll show you why I think this is a powerhouse that most people are not paying attention to for image generation. So we're gonna start with something simple. Show me a fishbowl with two fish inside sitting on a desk. And this is another one, prompts are everything, right? You're gonna have to play through a lot of these different variations and find out what works for you based on what you're trying to generate. So we'll go ahead and click generate. Some of the stuff in here in the settings is pretty self-explanatory. This is the model it's using. The aspect ratio is what it is. This is a powerful tool though in terms of using the generative images, mainly because I've spent a lot of time trying to resize and reformat images for specific use cases, and this does a really good job of being able to produce that for you right out of the gate. The content type, whether it be art or photo, you're going to see these images are very close to what you would get out of a camera, right? If that's all you want, then you're going to click on photo and it'll turn off this auto. You normally get kind of a balance of both. If that's what you want, I'm going to stick with photo realistic. And let's generate a couple more. Style and structure is a whole other video. We can get in there, look at it a little bit more in depth. But for right now, I just kind of wanted you guys to see how good the image generation is for this stuff in terms of generating realistic looking images. Let's do a couple of variations of this so we can get one that we can manipulate a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, this guy's kind of out of the water here. These two are in the water. Let's go ahead and use this one. So I'm going to come in here and let's generate some additional content in the background. So, pay no attention to that. Let's go ahead and get rid of the background. So you can kind of see that the fish's tail is outside of here, right? Let's get rid of that. And then what we can do is we can select a background. And now what's going to happen is going to generate background based on what you want. Let's go with generate a office space style environment. All right, and let's see if we can get something we can throw in the background here. It looks a little bit better. There we go. And I mean, that is pretty realistic, right? Let's go ahead and keep that one. I like it. And now let's go in here and see if we can let's remove this fish altogether. And then we will insert, okay, let's insert let's do a scuba diver. Scuba diver. with a boombox on his shoulder. Sounds silly, but let's see if it works for a proof of concept here. So we'll go ahead and click generate. We'll let it do its magic. Boom, check that out. Now the boombox is a little silly. Let's see what other versions we have. If we don't want anything that's too cartoonistic, we might be able to get away with generating a couple more. Maybe it'll look like an actual scuba diver in the fishbowl, which would be kind of fun. That's closer, right? There we go. That guy looks pretty real. So we'll go ahead and keep him. He's kind of like a cross between a spaceman, astronaut, and a scuba diver, but that'll work. So we'll go ahead and keep this. And that's really, I just wanted to show you, these are very powerful tools, and we haven't even scratched the surface. There's so much more I have to show you guys. This is just kind of a quick, hey, this is out there, be aware of it. One thing you are going to need to know while you're doing this, though, is you need to download the images. For example, Meta gives you a history, right? Unfortunately, at this current particular moment, Adobe Firefly does not. So there is no history, there is no progression of your art, there is no tracking of how you got to this image unless you either download it or save it to your favorites. And I was trying to find that. Bear with me one second here. You can share it. You do social media, direct content posts. You can copy the image and post it into whatever else you need in terms of like other software and stuff. There are ways to do it. If we go back to the main, let's go to the main hub here. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So it's just something, if you guys are putting significant time into this, I don't want you to go through it and then realize you didn't save anything or nothing got kept because you didn't find the way to go back and get it. So when you come into these things, let's just say, so you can see a little bit more of a artistic design to this one. So right here in the images, you'll see save to favorites, and it will keep it in your favorites with whatever else you put in here. I think that's the only one's in there right now. So when you come in here, this is where you're going to have to go to get whatever you generated. Just something to think about. Download everything you do. Said you won't have a history, keep it, you can iterate on it, and we'll talk about how you can use those to frame and design very similar images with stunning likeness to your original image with the ability to modify those on the fly. We'll do that in the next video. Get in there, play around with it. Let me know your thoughts. All right, thanks.